Imagine this. It is a quiet morning, you have your coffee, and the phone rings. The voice on the other end sounds official. They claim to be from a government agency. They tell you that there is trouble with your bank account or that your identity has been compromised. They say your savings might be frozen unless you act right now. They tell you to withdraw your money or even buy gold bars to keep it safe from some imaginary problem. Then they say a courier will come to your house to collect it. Stay with me because this exact scenario is happening to seniors across the United States right now, and many do not realize they are being tricked until it is too late. Law enforcement and financial institutions are warning about this very scheme targeting older adults, especially people over 60, and it is costing victims serious losses of life savings. Hi, I am Judith Carver. I help educate older Americans about common legal, financial, and consumer risks so you can avoid costly mistakes or unnecessary confusion. I am not a lawyer. I do not provide legal advice. The information here is for educational purposes only. For advice specific to your situation, you must contact a licensed attorney or qualified professional. Your rights do not expire with age. What you need most right now is clear, calm information so you can protect what you have worked a lifetime to build. Now, listen carefully. The United States Federal Bureau of Investigation, along with local police departments, have been warning about what is often called the gold bar scam or government impersonation scam. These scams are a variation of government and tech support impersonation schemes where fraudsters pose as officials from government agencies like the Federal Bureau of Investigation, Internal Revenue Service, Social Security Administration, or other federal entities. In these scams, the fraudster will contact you by phone, mail, text, or email. They will claim that your financial accounts have been hacked, your identity has been stolen, or you are under investigation for a serious crime. Then they will tell you that the only way to resolve the problem is to act immediately. Sometimes they tell you to withdraw your funds. Sometimes they tell you to buy gold bars, silver, or other precious metals so the government can hold them for safekeeping. Then a courier will come to pick them up. There is nothing legitimate about this. No government agency ever calls and tells you to buy gold bars or hand them over to someone. Here is a very real story that illustrates how devastating this can be. In southern Delaware, an older woman was contacted and told her identity had been stolen and her account was under investigation. The person on the phone claimed to be a federal agent and said her name had been linked to suspicious activity. Because she feared criminal charges, she followed the instructions and withdrew a large amount of cash. Then she was directed to buy gold bars and told the U.S. Treasury would secure them until her name was cleared. Over time, she did exactly what she was told, converting substantial portions of her assets into gold bars, which were then picked up by individuals claiming to be agents. In the end, the scammers took all the gold, and the woman lost over $700,000. This is not a hypothetical. Federal prosecutions have already resulted from these cases, and one of the perpetrators pleaded guilty in federal court. This kind of fraud takes advantage of psychological pressure. Scammers use urgency, fear, and threats to make you feel like there is no time to think or consult someone you trust. Often they will tell you not to speak with your bank or family members, or else you risk losing everything. That secrecy plays on feelings of embarrassment or obligation. Do not fall for it. In reality, legitimate government agencies never make demands like this, and they never threaten arrest if you do not comply over the phone. Here is something many people don't know. These scams sometimes begin not just with a call from someone claiming to be government, but with a pop-up on your computer telling you to call technical support. In that earlier step, The scammer gets you to call a number that is also run by criminals. Once you are on that call, the scammer may say you are infected with a virus or that illegal activity was found on your computer and then transfer you to someone claiming to be from the government. This multi-layered approach makes the scam look more official and confuses you into believing you are dealing with real authorities. Let's talk about the law. There is no law that says you must move your money without written notice from your financial institution or government entity in order to protect it. Federal law, such as the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation protections, means your insured deposits are safe in regulated banks. Government agencies do not contact individuals out of the blue and tell you to buy gold or convert your money or hand over assets to protect your accounts. That is the simple legal reality. You might be wondering why these scams seem convincing. A reason is that scammers often spoof phone numbers so that it looks like the call is coming from a legitimate government or company number on your caller ID. They may even send fake documents with official logos to make it seem real. But displayed numbers and fake paperwork can be copied. Your bank or government agency will always provide secure written notifications through official channels, not through an unsolicited phone call demanding you convert your assets. Now consider this point. When officials from the Federal Trade Commission or FBI talk about these scams, they also emphasize that no one will ever call and demand you pay in cash, gift cards, cryptocurrency, or precious metals to resolve a problem. That is what scam artists want. They want forms of payment that are untraceable, hard to reverse, and easy for them to resell. Gold bars fall into that category because once they take them, tracking them is extremely difficult. One of the biggest emotional impacts of these scams is the loss of trust. People like Mr. and Mrs. Carter in Ohio, a retired couple in their early 70s, told authorities they felt ashamed after they realized what had happened. They had followed instructions because it felt like an authority telling them to protect their family's nest egg. Afterward, they were reluctant to tell anyone, worried they would be judged for falling for it. That shame often keeps victims from reporting the crime, which makes it harder for law enforcement to track these schemes and warn others. So, what can you do right now if you receive a call like this? First, take your time. There is no valid situation where a government agency will require immediate action over the phone to protect your money. Legitimate issues will be communicated in writing with details on how to appeal or verify the information. Second, before you take any action like withdrawing money or purchasing precious metals, talk with someone you trust, such as a family member, friend, attorney, or financial advisor. Most of these scam scripts fall apart when there is a moment to pause and verify. Another practical step is to contact your bank directly using a phone number you trust, not one given by the caller. The bank's fraud department can help you determine if there is any real issue with your account. They can also place alerts on your account to monitor suspicious activity. Banks cannot legally stop authorized transactions that you request yourself, but they can help you understand what is going on and offer guidance on how to protect your accounts. If you believe you have already been contacted by someone and you are unsure, report it immediately to your local police department and to the Federal Bureau of Investigation's Internet Crime Complaint Center at ic3.gov. You can also submit fraud reports to the Federal Trade Commission at reportfraud.ftc.gov. Reporting helps investigators get a clearer picture of how these scams are evolving so they can warn others. Let's talk about another kind of red flag. If at any point the caller pressures you to keep the matter a secret, that is a sign of fraud. True government or bank issues are not confidential in the sense that you cannot talk with your attorney, family, or financial institution. Real public agencies never require secrecy as part of a process. You should also be aware that these fraudsters often play on emotion. They may tell you that your social security number has been used to commit crimes, or that you will be arrested if you do not comply. These are scare tactics meant to get you to act without thinking. Government agencies do not threaten arrest over the phone for failure to pay or transfer assets. Most importantly, feel confident about verifying every claim you hear. Get documentation. Ask for a written letter mailed to you. Contact the government agency directly using information from their official website. Do not use phone numbers or email addresses given by someone who initiated contact with you unexpectedly. Let's take a deep breath together. What I want you to take away is this: you are not powerless. You are not naive for trusting others. These schemes are designed to confuse even careful, responsible adults. When you understand the patterns and what real agencies do and do not do, the fear or urgency loses its grip. You have every right to pause, verify, and ask for help. If a situation ever feels legally or financially complex, contact a licensed attorney or qualified professional who can give you advice specific to your circumstances. You deserve calm, clarity, and respect. If this information helps you recognize a pattern or avoid a mistake, share it with friends, neighbors, or family members who may face the same pressure. Many seniors are targeted simply because no one warned them. A simple conversation can protect someone you care about. Carry this knowledge forward with confidence. Your rights do not expire with age.